What can sync your content here on LinkedIn? While LinkedIn is a social platform that you are free to use at your own leisure, if you want to build a personal brand and an engaged network, then there's a few things you might want to look at avoiding doing if you want to really get the most out of it. Some of these things may seem harmless on first impression, but in the long run, they can really choke your organic reach. But don't panic, it's okay, I've been there before in the past, and there's still time to salvage the damage. So for those of you out there looking to build a strong personal brand through video, today I'm going to break down 5 ways that you might be compromising your LinkedIn organic reach, and I'm going to give you a quick solution on how to quickly get around those as well. So the first thing you might be doing wrong is sharing too many outside links. Now I understand the appeal in this. There's a great quantity of information out there on the big wide web, but the more you send people away, the more LinkedIn dislikes it. The reason being, the LinkedIn algorithm prefers native content. If you're constantly sending people off the website, you're telling LinkedIn that you don't want people to spend more time here. And LinkedIn doesn't want that. These links and information might be important to your network, but it's important not to choke your organic reach. So how can you get around this? Maybe consider sharing less links. On top of this, what you could do is simply put the link in the comment below and then just summarize your thoughts as you normally would in the copy above. Direct people down to the comments so they can click through and read the full article. This way works wonders for the algorithm, and it also shows your content, your links, to more people in your network. Now the second thing you might be doing wrong when sharing content to LinkedIn is perhaps you're just sharing not enough unique or personal content. We've all seen those pages, those ones where people share videos they found from YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, what have you. They'll rip it directly from there and put it on their own feed. And while this might get high engagement, likes, comments, and a lot of reshares, what it won't do for you is establish you as an authority in your industry. If you're hiding behind other people's content, then there's a high chance you won't be seen for who you really are. You can still share this stuff, but maybe just consider a balance. Share more of your own unique journey on your newsfeed and balance it out with stuff you find on your travels. It is a social platform after all, so you're free to use this content as you will. But if you don't put enough personal content out there, no one will ever trust you with their business. Now the third mistake you may be making is not paying attention to headline, hook, or thumbnail. Now I've made a video about this in the past discussing how people's attention spans these days have become much shorter. When creating content for social media, LinkedIn especially, you need to pay attention to that first impression window. How are you going to stop someone scrolling on the newsfeed and look and consume your piece of content? This comes down to creating an interesting hook, a headline in your copy that makes them want to stop in their tracks and makes them want to click that read more button and find out more about what you're trying to say. The hook is everything in content, and if you can master it, you should be able to increase your engagement tenfold. Now the fourth mistake I see here on LinkedIn quite often is it's often too messy. When I think about messiness on the newsfeed, my mind automatically goes to long blocks of text that are just difficult to read. You've probably noticed this a lot on LinkedIn amongst some of the bigger personal brands on the platform, where they break down their copy into smaller paragraphs or just one sentences. They space it out and make it easier to read. It almost feels like bullet points, but the way it flows together makes it feel like a natural part of the story. The reason people do this is because it's simple, and they don't have to navigate a huge block of text to get the core idea. Save that for longer format writing. If you're putting copy out on the newsfeed, consider breaking it down more. It also makes the mistakes such as grammar or punctuation a little bit more forgiving if there's enough space to breathe between the sentences. Now the fifth mistake I see people making is simply oversharing. People seem to think that the more you share, the more you're going to get back. And while this might be true for some people, it might not be true for you. I've seen plenty of LinkedIn profiles that hit 4 to 5 posts a day and they still average little engagement. It's at this point I would tell the person to stop, take a step back and really consider the value they're driving to people. In this case, less can be more. And if you're sharing too much content that doesn't have any real proper value, you're just going to suffocate your network. Try and be consistent and regular, but don't bombard people with content for the sake of filling a void. It's important to take a step back, really consider what you're sharing, and make sure it is of optimal value for your network. That is the way you thrive here, not by oversharing to oblivion. So I hope this helps illuminate some of the things you should probably avoid doing here on LinkedIn. There's a lot of ways to market your content on the platform, and I'm not saying don't experiment, don't test. By all means test and find what works for you. But by navigating around these mistakes, you can communicate your content to your network much more effectively and much more quickly. Thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for your support, and we'll catch you next time.